Hello everyone, my name is Anuj and I am participating in this Hackfrost 2024 and my project is ML model retrain and redeploy automation. So the problem is when we train our ML model based on one data, let's say reference data.csv, which is the original data which was on which model was trained. If we are using real-time air quality data in this, with time real-time data will get keeps on updated, will get keep on updated, which means ML model performance will decrease. Why ML model performance will decrease? Because this degradation happens because the new incoming data which is coming from the API, because I'm using this real-time air quality index from various location by government.data.government.in. This data is keep updating. This data keeps updating because it is real time. So what happens is ML model which was trained on this data, original data, predicts wrong, because if the real time air quality data is updating, it will predict wrong because it was not trained on the real time data. The new data which is coming from the API, it was not trained on that. So which results in the wrong predictions. To work this, we have to manually retrain the data and redeploy it manually. So to fix this, I thought of automating this whole process by using Kestra. I'm using Kestra, which is an orchestration tool which automates our task. So I'm using two flows, which is flow one and flow two. In flow one is data validation flow, which is checking for new data and comparing it with reference data. Here, reference data is the original data. Data validation is basically comparing the two data, old data and the new data, which is coming from the real-time air quality data set. If there is a difference between both of them, let's say there is a difference of 10% between old data and the new data, we want model to be retrained and redeploy. So I have made this train model.py. This is the second flow. So reference here one thing is to note this reference data, which is the old data, will keep on updating every time new data is detected from the live air quality API. So next time when we compare with the upcoming data, we are making sure that the reference data is updated one, and we are also storing the old data in the MongoDB for the old future references. Here I'm using Atlas. We can see all the data that is being stored in the past, so that we can see what data was in the past if we want to compare it with some different data. Here we can see the drift score, and here we can see the drift score is 0.0770. So coming to the next point is, if drift detectors is less than 10%, which means there is a change in data, model needs to be retrained and redeployed. As said, model training flow triggered, which retrains the model based on the new data, and then it redeploy it to allow others to use it. Currently, I'm using GitHub for deploying the model, and it is fully automatic. I'm not doing anything. I just written the code in the Kestra, and it is automating it. This is our final output. Like this is the metrics.json. Metrics.json is the detailed report if we want to see the where changes occurred, where drift score changed actually in the dataset columns. Let's say we want to see the drift changes in the pollutant min columns and pollutant max or average columns. We can actually see it. Like here we can see 0.03, 0.16. We can see the full data, and this is the model final model file, which is the updated model production ready. Like means everyone, and this model will always predict right, because I have set the automating tool which in this here I have set this trigger which will trigger at the midnight. Every day at midnight it will retrigger all of the flow and check if there is a new data or not. If there is a new data, it will retrain and redeploy it. And after that, after it pushes and deploys to the GitHub, we get actually a Discord notification. Whenever the data is retrained and redeployed, we get a Discord notification saying that retraining triggered. This model was retrained due to the detected drift. And it will also tell that what was the threshold of the drift, means how much percentage there was a change in the drift. Like in the here, like in this, there is a 20% change in the data between the old data and the new data. Let me show you a quick demo of all this explanation that I did right now, so that you can see how it actually does. Let's say I want to execute this. Let's say drift threshold is 0.1, which means when there is a drift of 10%, I want the model to be retrained and redeployed to GitHub and gets notified in the Discord that the model is retrained and redeployed. And it will run in the midnight, as I said, because I have set the trigger which runs at 12 a.m. at midnight. So let's wait for it to happen. You can actually see the logs also. As we can see here that there is a message of redeployment which was made triggered, and the data was successfully pushed, means the model was successfully pushed in the repo, GitHub repo. If I go to this kestra demo, and here I can see 1 minute ago that it pushed the model.goblib file. Here you can see all the previous commits it has made. Till now it has made 5 commits. So that is my project. Thank you all.